Another fascinating hypothesis of Among Us fans to get player minds spinning has been proposed, and this one is a little controversial. It implies that there is really no imposter at all in the common online multiplayer science fiction game. This may sound a little ridiculous, as the nature of the game includes players being randomly selected as either a crewmate or an imposter. Within the map, crewmates work together to complete tasks while imposters go around attempting to take out any innocent crewmate stealthily. Once a murder or other suspicious behavior is found, players may call an emergency meeting to try to sleuth the imposters out, who in turn try to redirect blame and allow for more killing opportunities. Currently, in support of this argument, there is some evidence that there truly are no imposters. It was proposed by Reddit user impostor and has sparked some enjoyable debate that offers both more proof and arguments why it should be debunked. This is what the theory says, so that other fans of Among Us will add to the discussion. The hypothesis notes that there are really no imposters, but just a horror tale about the crewmates being terrorized by an imposter. One becomes so paranoid that in hopes of snuffing out the unknown to him imaginary imposter, he begins randomly murdering everyone else. This paranoid crewmate assumes that when, in fact, he is doing the opposite, he's actually saving everyone. In reality, the actions he believes to be heroic end up finally making him the villainous imposter. Of course, apart from this, there's a ton that can be selected, but it's not too far-fetched of an idea for anyone to go crazy in the vacuum of space. Since the Among Us website notes that the imposter is a parasitic shapeshifter, many have used this to outright refute the theory. But the fun part of hypotheses is the clever debate and suggestions that follow, so the introduction of a parasitic shapeshifter by Innersloth might arguably be the exact horror story haunting this paranoid crewmate. In addition, the kill timer, which is purely introduced to make the game more equal for the crewmates, in all honesty may help support this argument, as an individual that means harming the crew will possibly do so during meetings, and more often than the kill timer allows. In the same thread, more evidence is raised due to the imposter not being able to perform tasks. He may just be too suspicious to actually complete them, when the only thing on his mind is attempting to locate and kill who he thinks is the real imposter. The sabotage function provides a counterclaim to the theory of impostor. For the crewmate in question, it would not make sense to impair the entire ship, as this would affect his own safety. You can't really understand the acts of a madman by the time the psychotic paranoia has taken over. If the parasitic shapeshifters actually use a crewmate as a host, resulting in the gradual overtaking and eventual death of said crewmate, a fun and somewhat more plausible twist to this hypothesis would be if the parasitic shapeshifters actually use a crewmate as a host, meaning the crewmate is still partially himself for a time, but is falling into madness, as his body and soul are taken over. This would explain how he could bend, see in the dark, and do things that other crewmates would not do, as well as clarify the notion that while keeping true to the lore provided by Innersloth, he feels his murderous acts are heroic. With all the hype that Among Us is getting recently, who knows what kind of new content might emerge to add more complexity to a game that seems so easy on the surface, either fan-made or canon.